Alright, hello everybody, it is Granorite. Here we are back with our next Pokemon Emerald playthrough, which is ground type. As you can see by the messages that Christian Abad's already posted in the chat. And yeah, I saw the same thing that Don Fan was going to be our fastest Pokemon. And Phanpy's found us a potion. So Phanpy has pickup as an ability, so it might just be finding us some stuff. But as we do in these first episodes, we're going to get our team up to level 7, and then we're going to make our way to Rustboro. So we're going to start off here by looking at Cubone, who has Lightning Rod for an ability, and only knows Growl and Tail Whip until level 9 when it learns Bone Club. So we're going to be swapping it in and out, lucky us. So what do we know about Cubone? Cubone is a medium, fast, leveling rate Pokemon. Cubone is a small bipedal dinosaur-like reptilian Pokemon with a light brown hide that covers most of its body, except for its cream-colored belly. 2 small claws, one on each hand, serve as its thumb, and 1 large nail on each foot makes up its toes. It has 2 small spikes on its back and a short tail. On its head, Cubone wears the skull of its dead mother as a helmet. Because of this, much of its actual face has never been seen, except for its triangular black eyes and a small area surrounding them. The skull has 2 rounded horns on top of its head and a tooth-like point on the lower sides. It has completely useless ability for this team. That's right! It has a completely useless ability. Thanks for pointing that out. Under the skull, Cubone has a brown snout. The small Cubone survives only through the immense skill it possesses in wielding the bow it carries as a weapon. It is called the lonely Pokemon because of its tendency to keep to itself and avoid social situations due to the trauma caused by the death of its mother. Cubone will often weep at night and mourning of its mother. When Cubone cries, the skull it wears on its head vibrates and emits a plaintive and mournful sound. On the night of a full moon, the cries are said to be especially terrible. Cubone seems to recognize its mother in the full moon, and so it howls with particular sadness. Its cries attract Mandibuzz, a natural predator. It is said Cubone will evolve into a Marowak once it comes to terms with its mother's death. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Cubone is known to cry while sleeping. It is theorized that Cubone's dreams are about its deceased mother. The dreams Cubone may make it cry, but crying makes it stronger. Cubone lives in rocky areas, usually on mountains or in caves. It also once inhabited the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, where deceased Pokemon were buried in mourn. Cubone and its evolved form Marowak are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the moves Bone Club and Boomerang. Cubone and Marowak are also the only known Pokemon capable of using the Thick Club item. In Generations 2 and 3, Bone Rush was another one of its signature moves. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Cubone pines for the mother it will never see again. Seeing a likeness of its mother in the full moon, it cries. The stains on the skull the Pokemon wears are made by the tears it shed. Fire Red says it wears the skull of its dead mother on its head. When it becomes lonesome, it is said to cry loudly. And Leaf Green says because it never removes its skull helmet, no one has ever seen this Pokemon's real face. And that's what we know about Cubone. And we will be swapping in and out Cubone with Onix and Numel to level it up. So let's read about Numel. Numel is oblivious. It prevents attraction, like most teenage boys that I know. It has Tackle and Growl as its moves. And Numel is a medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Numel is a yellow quadrupedal Pokemon that resembles a dromedary camel with a volcano-like hump on its back. The hump is green at the very top and fades out into yellow with small green spots. It is said to contains magma of almost 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit or 1,200 degrees Celsius. A male will have a bigger hump than a female will have a bigger hump than a male. It has bangs on top of its head, sleepy eyes with brown circles around them, and short, stubby legs. Numel is a very strong Pokemon, having served humans for many years with its ability to carry heavy loads up to 220 pounds or 100 kilograms. However, it slows down when wet and cannot stand when it is hungry. Due to its dull wits, it is not noticed when it has been hit. Numel lives on volcanic mountains. In Generation 9, Numel is the only known Pokemon that have the simple ability. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information, Ruby says Numel is extremely dull-witted and it doesn't notice being hit. However, it can't stand hunger for even a second. This Pokemon's body is a seething cauldron of boiling magma. Sapphire says Numel stores magma of almost 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit within its body. If it gets wet, the magma cools and hardens. In that event, the Pokemon's body grows heavy and its movements become sluggish. Emerald says a Numel stores boring magma in the hump on its back. It is a hardy Pokemon that can transport a 220-pound load. It has served humans at work since long ago. Fire Red and Leaf Green both say magma of almost 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit courses through its body. When it grows cold, the magma hardens and slows it. Yeah, Nincada, is not going to be fun. Alright, so then Onix. Onix here knows Tackle and Screech, and its ability is Rock Head, which prevents recoil damage. Onix is a medium-fast leveling rate Pokemon. It is a Pokemon composed of a giant chain of gray boulders that becomes smaller towards the tail. Its length makes it the tallest rock Pokemon. It has black eyes and a rounded snout. On top of its head is a rocky spine. As it grows older, it becomes more rounded and smoother, eventually becoming similar to black diamonds. Inside its brain is a magnet that serves as its internal compass, guiding Onix wherever it needs to go and preventing them from getting lost while digging. Onix tunnels under the ground at over 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hour, which causes tremors and a terrifying roar that echoes a long way. Hard objects encountered while tunneling are absorbed into its body, which makes it very sturdy. It also consumes the boulders for food. The massive winding tunnels it leaves behind are used as homes by Diglett. As seen in Pokemon Stadium series, Onix is capable of rotating its head or any part of its body in a full 360 degrees. It is a very aggressive Pokemon that will constantly attack humans and other Pokemon when in pain, as seen in the anime. As seen in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Onix can be separated from its body segments in battle and be fine later on, either regenerating or reattaching to its body segments. It is said that an Onix that lives for about 1,000 years will evolve into a Steelix after its composition becomes more diamond-like. It can be found in the mountains and caves. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Onix is known to occasionally sleep in the middle of digging through tunnels. It is believed to be a deep sleeper due to protection offered by its sturdy body. This Pokemon doesn't have that good of abilities. You are right. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Onix has a magnet in its brain. It acts as a compass so that this Pokemon does not lose direction while it's tunneling. As it grows older, its body becomes increasingly rounder and smoother. There's Fire Red says it usually lives underground. It searches for food while boring its way through the ground at 50 miles per hour. And Leaf Green says as it grows, the stone portion of the body hardened to become similar to black-covered diamonds. We'll read about Phanpy and Nincada in just a bit. When does this guy evolve? Level 30 is when we will get our Steelix, which will be after Flannery, but before Norman, which is honestly the perfect place for it to happen. So Onix will be the fastest Pokemon until then. Yeah, that is a correct statement. Alright, so we want attack on Cubone and special defense on Cubone, which is, and attack is what we want on Onix, and special defense is what we want on Numel, which is why we're switching between those two, depending on which Pokemon we run into. We're looking for Poochyenas and Lotads. Nothing there. We missed 2 tackles in a row there. I don't know if you saw that. Marowak has the best special defense at 80. Yeah, and I think Numble's not far behind. And it can also learn Amnesia. Not that that's going to help us against any water types, but it still might help us in the long run. So I don't know. We're just going to have to see how it all plays out. Because you were right. Juan and Wallace are going to be very difficult for this team. But we've gotten past it with 2 ground teams already. So I'm sure we can do it again. Of course, I think out of those ground teams, I think one had Marshtomp on it. And I think there's another... Is there another water ground type? Other ground teams had quicker guys. That is true. We'll be okay. We'll get there. Speed is the greatest weakness. That just means we'll be more defensive. We just need to first get to the point where Cubone can do stuff for itself. First hurdle. First hurdle. 1 hurdle at a time. Quagsire is the other water ground. It'll be on the next team. I thought there was another water ground or something. I have to look at the teams. Maybe not. Alright, Numel, apart from wanting special defense, also wants special attack. Whiscash was the other one. That is correct. Thank you. If we could run into any Ralts with Numel, that would also be appreciated. Alright, there's 7 for Numel. Then let's finish up Onix here. And it wants attack and defense. There's our Ralts, of course. Poochienas and Seedots if I run into one. There we go. Alright, now we have Phanpy and Nincada. What's Phanpy got for us? Oh, another potion. Thank you, Phanpy. Alright, so Phanpy's got pickup for its ability. Totally, it knows Tackle, Odor, Sleuth, and Growl right now. So what do we know about Phanpy? Medium fast leveling rate. Phanpy is a small horizon blue proboscid Pokemon. It has large floppy ears, which it uses as fans to cool itself. There are 2 red pads on each ear and another on the bridge of its short trunk. Phanpy has a single nail on each of its 4 feet and a short tail. This small trunk is sensitive yet strong. It can send a person flying with an affectionate, playful bump of its snout. The trunk is also strong enough to shatter any arm bone it hits. Occasionally, this little Pokemon is capable of carrying an adult human on its back. Phanpy is found in rocky terrain. To make its nest, it digs a vertical pit near the edge of a river. It displays ownership of the area by marking it with its trunk. In the deserted morning hours, Phanpy uses this trunk to shower in the river. Sometimes, groups of this Pokemon form and soak each other thoroughly. Afterwards, it can be seen drying its body near the edge of the river. The reason is Phanpy won't settle down until it is clean. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Phanpy. Ruby says for its nest, Phanpy digs a vertical pit in the edge of the river. It marks its area around its nest with its trunk to let others know that the area has been claimed. Sapphire says Phanpy uses its long nose to shower itself. When others gather around, they thoroughly douse each other with water. These Pokemon can be seen drying their soaking wet bellies at the edge of the water. Emerald says Phanpy's big ears serve as broad fans. When it becomes hot, it flaps the ears busily to cool down. Even the young are very strong. Fire Red says as a sign of affection, it bumps with its snout. However, it is so strong it may send you flying. And Leaf Green says it swings its long snout around playfully, but because it is so strong, this can be dangerous. And last but not least, we had Nincada, who currently knows Leech Life, Hardened, and Scratch. Has compound eyes, which raises its accuracy. Its leveling rate is erratic, which means it goes really slowly until level 20, and then it gets a lot faster. Nincada is a small, whitish insectoid Pokemon. It has a pointed snout, a thin stripe that dips in a V-shaped pattern between its eyes, and 2 whisker-like antennae on its face. Its eyes are black with green iris-like rings inside. As it is virtually blind, it uses its antenna to sense its surroundings. On its back is a pair of small green wings. On its hind legs are white, its hind legs are white, but the forelegs are brown and have sharp claws. The claws are used to carve into the roots of trees and absorb moisture and nutrients. Nincada builds underground nests at the roots of trees in the tropic and temperate forests. It can occasionally live up to 10 years underground. It does not like sunlight, so it avoids it. Nincada is nearly blind due to living almost entirely underground. As such, it uses its antenna to see, and it has compound eyes. Yeah, okay. Its Pokedex entry says for Gen 3, Ruby Nincada lives underground for many years in complete darkness. Its Pokemon absorbs nutrients from roots of trees. It stays motionless as it waits for evolution. Sapphire says Nincada lives underground. It uses its sharp claws to carve the tree roots and absorb moisture and nutrients. This Pokemon can't withstand bright sunlight, so it avoids it. Emerald says it makes its nest at the roots of a mighty tree. Using its whisker-like antenna, it probes its surroundings in the pitch-black darkness of soil. And Fire Red and Leaf Green say because it lived mostly entirely underground, it is nearly blind, it uses its antenna instead. And for Phanpy, we want attack and speed. So we want Poochyenas and Zigzagoons. Assuming we can hit it. And get one more because of that level up. Assuming we hit. I think it's funny how in the tracker and Nincada sprite's so big, which is just going to be a pain in the butt because it's going to be like that the entire playthrough. One more, come on. It wants all to know that it's going to be the best Pokemon on this team. Yeah, I can have big dreams, I guess, Krishnabon. Alright, now we'll do Nincada, who wants defense and HP. So we're going to take down Wurmples and Seedots, if we see a Seedot. That. Wurmples. Thank you. C.run. Run. Thank you for that educational moment, Krishnabon. Alright. A Seedot. Actually found one. There was only a 1% chance to run into those. Come on, Wurmples. Goodness. We must have eradicated them all. They stopped popping up. Come on. Yeah, at this rate, I'm going to take it on some Poochyenas just to get us up there because this is ridiculous. And a little attack's not going to hurt. You knock out one Poochyyena and all the Wurmples come running. Alright, we did it. Whew. Hard part of the episode over. Let's give this a save so I don't have to do that again. Onwards! Let's swap up Cubone. Oh, we got a repel from Phanpy. Now that's a little nice. Let's growl a little bit at this thing. And then we'll swap to Onix. Phanpy getting all the good stuff for you. Yeah! That's pretty nice. Alright. Good critical. We're going to swap up Nincada to do this next fight. Scratch. Hooray! Alright, well, Phanpy's going to be fighting a lot of guys because it's getting all the speed stuff. And Nincada's going to be fighting a lot of stuff because it's going to be getting all of the defense, or the HP stuff. There's a lot of HP Pokemon. There's a lot of Wurmples and some Shroomish. We'll swap in Cubone where we can. Stop that. So, like, when we think of all the rest of the trainers, so we're not going to have any issues with Roxanne. Should be pretty easy with Brawly as well, I would think. We're not going to have any issues with Watson. We're probably not going to have any issues with Flannery. We should also be pretty good against Norman, too. The only... I think only the final 3 gym... Well, I don't think Winona's going to be that big of a problem. Yeah, we can't hit Winona with ground attacks, but we'll have other attacks. We always have issue with Tate and Liza, and all of their Pokemon are immune to ground attacks. 3 of them have Levitate, and 1 of them is Flying. So we're not hitting them with any ground attacks. What are the attacks? What do you mean? Ground attacks? Oh, you want to know the movesets. Let me see what I got here. So I think for Marowak, we're going to do Bone Meringue, Thrash, Brick Break, and Double Team. Steelix is going to have Earthquake, Iron Tail, Crunch, and Secret Power. Donphan's going to have Earthquake, Rollout, Defense Curl, and Double Team. Nincada is going to have Dig, Fury Cutter, Toxic, and Protect. And Camelrup's going to have Eruption, Sunny Day, Magnitude, and Amnesia. That's the movesets I've picked. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. Got the Defense Curl Rollout combo. You gotta have the Defense Curl Rollout combo if you have the ability to have it. It's like, you know, what Donphan's known for in the anime, so of course we gotta have it. Alright. This guy starts out with the Zigzagoon. I always can't remember if it starts out with it or not. Yeah, those are the movesets I picked out. Good deal. Alright, for Seedot, we're going to swap over to Onix. Screech! Alright, well then we'll just Screech it until this Bide runs out. Alright, let's take out this Magikarp and then we'll go back and heal. Just gonna speed through that fight. Alright, Phanpy still hasn't picked anything up for us. I mean, again, picked anything up for us again. It's picked up several things for us already. I have a lot more potions than I usually do at this point of the game. Alright, we're gonna give Phanpy an Oranberry for this fight. Doing pretty good damage, honestly. Good deal. Easy peasy. Alright. Strap in, everybody. We're scratching some Wurmples. Alright. Is that 2 down? I get the fun job of leveling this up off screen to level 15. Ooh. It's gonna be a pain. Alright, I got a lot of potions in here. Let's just use one and keep going. We're going to swap Cubone up to switch in on this next fight. Alright, well, let's tail whip it. And then we'll swap out Onix and Screech it. Sand attack. It's not very nice. Oh, we're still gonna need to hit 2 more of those. Wow, I'm surprised we didn't miss any. We're really surprised, honestly. Alright, let's swap up Onix. This guy's got 2 Nincadas. We'll let Onix take on the first one, and then we'll let our Nincada take on the second one. Alright, so we got to a -3 because of that harden it did. Now it's back to a -2, so we'll put it back to a -4. Oh, we missed. It was bound to happen. Sooner or later. Wow, it crit us on that one. Keep going. Phanpy's got something for us anyways. Got an Oranberry for us. That's pretty nice. No, I gave it an Oranberry, didn't I? What am I thinking? Give it back, because I'm going to need it for this next fight. Nobody can learn Bullet Seed, can they? No. So I'd be really surprised if one of them could. Come on, Phanpy. I'm gonna heal it now. So we'll just speed up while we knock it down, hopefully a bunch. Wow. Yeah, well, its tackles were really starting to hurt a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Poor Phanpy. Didn't even get to use its Oranberry because it did too much damage to us. Then for the Shroomish, we'll go to Nincada and Leech Life it down. And we're paralyzed due to the Effect Spore. Alright, we're going to let Cubone and Numel do this fight. We should be fine. Alright. Let's go revive Phanpy. We'll also pick up these cherry and lepa berries. We're gonna let Nincada take 1 down just so it gets an even 4 on speed. So it actually benefits from it. There we go. Alright, let's grab this item, and then we're going to get cut, and then we're going to call it a day. Alright, so here's where we're going to end the episode. We do hope you all enjoyed the episodes today. We'll be back on Monday with more Pokemon. Until then, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.